All right, we are in and doing this. And we may be down then 2 characters today, Glory and Syl, correct? Right.
Yeah, I think that's right.
All right. All right. So we should probably discuss. Well, let me share the map with everybody. We're going to start on where the majority of the party is right now, which is on a Goblin quarters level. All right. So when we were here last, rewinding way back. No, we're not going to go all the way back to the beginning. You guys are escorting some prisoners out of a Goblin cave. A cave you got yourself trapped in inadvertently. You've had many adventures and misadventures along the way. But in our last episode, you took on a good number of goblins that had been sleeping and to both some good stealthing and some missed opportunities. Most of them came awake, and you guys had a nice battle royale overlooking the arena a level below. A artifact of that fight, or a casualty of that fight, was your both loved and loathed friend Chob. Bless you. Chob, as Chob was a bit mysterious. You guys didn't spend a lot of time talking to him, as you know. And as he died, he dropped a note, and Tempe picked it up, and and Tyros picked it up. Tyros, can you share with everyone what the note said?
Yeah, after Chob's fatal wounding, there was a note right by his body, which the note had stated, "Secure the forbidden knowledge." And with that note, we assume possibly he was referring to either Glory or Glory's knowledge.
Makes sense. So, that said, you guys are where you are. You did dispatch the entire level of goblins, which aligns with your dragon friend who did make a guest appearance to check on progress. He had made a deal with Dinjarin that if he let you guys live, and again, the jury's still out of whether or not you could have taken him or not. But if he let you live, you would go ahead and clear the rest of the goblins from the caves as you escape, as sort of a fair trade. So your lives for the lives of many goblins. You've held up your end of the deal thus far, including some pretty spectacular battling in the arena where you fought a Glick and some other monsters. This finds you here today. You've looted the corpses. They are gone. Dinjarin has Chob's body over his shoulder, so he's probably a bit encumbered. That means no stealth and, slower movement. Also, if you guys check out your character sheets, some of you will see max encumbered. When I moved stuff to your characters, it overburdened you. So you're going to want to delete the stuff that you don't want, because there's really no way to sell it right now. Although I'll give you a get out of jail free. Anything that you don't want, drag back into the party inventory, right? And then we will do a quick purge at the end of the game. So get yourselves to not max encumbered. So this is like the tough choice this time, right? You can't carry everything. You do have a limit. Make sense?
Yep.
Awesome.
Word from Syl. She is traveling in a mechanical carriage at the moment. Still on PTO and will not be joining us.
No worries. That's a good excuse. Yes, sir, Dinjarin.
Should I see myself in my own inventory?
You what now?
So in my inventory, one item that I am carrying is Dinjarin.
Action. I'm sorry, inventory. It
Oh,
should be
carrying
It should be Chob.
I see Chob too, but right below cranium rat brains, there's a Dinjarin.
Okay, hold on. I don't. I'm looking in your inventory. I don't see. I see. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong person. Sorry, my bad. Let me look at party. All right, so let me look at you, Dinjarin.
So it's below cranium rat brain and above gnomish tiddly toes wine. I'm somehow carrying myself.
Are those your mid-afternoon snacks?
They are. They're quite delicious.
Okay, hold on. There it is. You are carrying yourself. At least you're not equipped. You are no longer carrying yourself.
Look at that. That's pretty amazing. I'm carrying both myself and Chob.
There you go.
That might have been useful.
All right. So as you guys are unencumbering yourselves, and again, this is a deal where you can throw it in a party inventory. We'll sell it off for gold because you guys aren't rich enough. But going forward, you'll have to drop stuff. So you'll have to be choiceful about what you can carry and what you can't carry, including your gold. So maybe some of this gold, maybe you do want to buy headquarters to leave this stuff someplace else. All right. So here we are. We're on this level. Tyros, you're up a level. And let me make sure. Does everyone have the map? I want to make sure you all see it. Looking around this level, you see that there are various crates and barrels still left. If you have any interest in investigating them, make your way to whatever you want to investigate. So first off, let me know who wants to check out what. And Alexandria, you had flown over to that little cavern. There's a rickety bridge there. Heads up, if you cross it by walking, you have to roll an athletics check to see if it falls from under you. And if you do fall, there's bludgeoning damage of 30 feet. Although you're a bird and you could potentially fly. For others, that's pretty important, looking at the bridges. Some of them are safe. Well, one of them is rickety. I think we established that. And the other... the one to the left of Icarus is fine, and the one to the on the right-hand side is questionable. Behind you, Alexandria, you see a basket on the table and a barrel. So if you want to check those out, let me know. Across the way to the left, you see a crate. Various jars that are empty, but you see this crate that may have something in it. And then across the way, you see a barrel, but then you can't really see what's beyond that. What do you guys downstairs want to do? Hello.
I would love to
check them out.
I would love to fly over to that barrel and go see what's inside.
Okay, you can actually walk. You mean to the barrel behind you, or the one in front of you?
The one in front of me that requires a bridge.
No, anyone can walk to the one across the way.
Right? Didn't we all go up already?
No, you guys were. Part of you were in the stairway, and Tyros is up front.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, but I wanted to make sure that if there was anything down here that you wanted to investigate, any goods, that I gave you that opportunity. Right, because what I'm telling you is there's stuff if you want to look at the stuff. I will speak for Glory. I know that Glory is on a search for knowledge, so she's going to probably want to check out these crates. So if no one else is going to go, she's going to go across to this crate across the way, this L3 box, and she's going to open it. And she's going to look at it. And then in Glory fashion, she's going to decide whether she tells you guys. And she says, she said, this crate seems to contain 2 bitter apple and blackberry pies, a dwarven broad forge wine, sounds tasty, some lazy hawk wine, and something called spirit cloth.
Ooh.
So
For cleaning up spirits when they make a mess.
The spirit cloth, which is a pretty interesting thing. So she checks out the spirit cloth, and she realizes that it can be crafted into a bag of holding.
Ooh.
So it's pretty interesting. The So she's going to stick that in her inventory. Because I think that's what Glory would do. Guys, keep me honest. Is that what Glory would do?
Oops.
Definitely.
I think she would give it to me.
Do ya?
She would keep it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she would keep almost all of this stuff. The spirit cloth is going into her inventory. The wine, there's 5 wines. Does anyone want a wine? Or I'll just throw this stuff in the party inventory and you guys can grab it.
Yeah,
As
alright.
needed.
That'd be one wine.
Awesome.
I have a thirst.
A thirst for the wine. Sounds pretty good. So she'll take one of those. And then she'll put the other stuff in the inventory. Right. You guys should have seen it show up there. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff there. I guess you guys must be dropping stuff in from your inventories to be unencumbered. All right, that took care of that. I'm going to okay your move there, Alexandria. There's still the 2 crates to the right. I think Glory would continue her way around to this other barrel. And by the way, if anyone wants to make a move, you got to let me know. Unless you want to let her loot that.
I'll move. I don't want to stand on the bridge while Alexandria is. So which time?
All right, move where you want to move.
All right, there you go.
Okay, so if you do that, you're gonna have to roll an athletics check.
Okie dokie.
All right. So I'm letting you move. Can you roll an athletics check for me?
Ability or skills? Skills.
I'm not telling.
Ugh, crap.
You're very lucky that it's a barely broken bridge. Because if you'd have gotten 1 less point, you would have fallen. Which, by the way, you have to make it back. Yeah.
I know.
All right. So next to you is a basket on the table. Let's see if it was worth it. Double click it.
It says I have to pick lock or break the lock.
Hmm.
Lock, break lock. Lock. Must have a thieves.
Do you have lock picking tools?
I'm gonna break it.
All right. You broke it.
Sweet.
You
Chunks
should be able-
of grill meat and
Ooh.
easy hand ale. Nice. Healer's kit. Sweet. Juicy angel and bread broth. Our renowned lamb sausages and mashed bread cooked in a jealous Jake whiskey. Delightful. Pickled baked pineapple with a side of bread. Potion, potion, potion.
Are you getting to them?
some
What kind of
food, some
potions?
And a healer's kit. It just says potion.
They haven't been identified
A vial
yet.
of red liquid that shimmers when agitated. That's the description for all 3. Oh, one says smoke floats above the flickering orange liquid in this vial.
Interesting.
So 2 red shimmeries and a smoke with orange liquid.
So yeah, if you study them long enough, you can identify what they are. Probably not the best time for that. So, who do you want to give them to?
The healer's kit should probably go to the healer.
All right, so drag it to her.
That's Syl, though, right?
Yeah, or if it's easier, I can do that for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, Syl is a healer?
No, Stephanos is the healer.
Where's Stephanos?
Oh.
Okay, so
Oh.
do I just drag it to her avatar?
I'm trying. See what happens. Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, I think you have to do it to the inventory. Okay, I'll drag it to the inventory for you. And it's going. You said the kit, the healer's kit, right? There's 2 of them.
I mean,
and-
I can drag that to the inventory.
All right, I already got it for her. It's in. I drag it to her inventory.
Okay.
So-
Does anyone want any food or any of the potions? I guess I can have a potion of climbing, a potion of healing.
I kind of feel like the Glory might want some of the potions.
Yeah.
I think she totally would.
Yeah, let's give those all to Glory.
All right.
And then there's a bunch of delicious food. Let's just put that in the party.
All right. Potion. So the easy hand ale, all the rest of that stuff is going to the party. Boom. All right. That basket is gone. Alexandria, do you want to take care of the barrel?
Yeah, nothing super interesting in here. There were some arrows, 40 arrows, crossbow bolts, a few like mediocre daggers, hand axes. There's also whips, and some torches. If anyone wants any of those things,
So you just want me to throw that stuff in the party inventory for you?
that sounds great. Thank you.
Boom. That barrel is gone. So Glory's over here, and she walks past this L3 barrel. And if anyone else wants to move, do it. Let me know. And she sees off to the right here in this little alcove as there's looks like a treasure chest. and she's actually going to call out that, she sees there's a coin purse, some ring mail, and some ring mail +2, which is some pretty badass armor. So I think, knowing that she's not wearing that sort of thing, she's going to add that to the party inventory. But you guys should take a look at your armor, because this is pretty incredible. I'm not sure how it got in here, honestly. So you got that going for you. It is now in the party inventory. All right, and then Tempe runs across to this tent. Tempe, you don't find anything in there.
Darn.
And then the last barrel Glory hits is this one off to the left, and then the rest of this room looks pretty empty. She sees it has alcohol, dust of dryness, alcohol, dust of dryness, a tiny fan, some hand axes, a long sword, a potion of healing, a requillary containing a sacred relic, and a sickle. And you know that she's going to want the anything that seems like knowledge. So she's immediately going to snag the sacred relic. And she's going to offer the potion of healing to Stephanos. And Stephanos, as a healer, you can also you can distribute these amongst your other characters so they can self-heal. But I'm going to let you act as sort of the mash unit. And she looks at the tiny fan and just sees it's a spell component, so that might be something that she might want in the future. And the rest of it, she's going to... Wait a minute, the dust of dryness. And it says, it creates pinches of dust. You can use this action to sprinkle dust over the water, and that water turns into the dust turns into a cube of water 15 feet on the side, into one marble-sized pellet. So it takes water and turns it into a little pellet. And it'll float or rest where the dust was sprinkled. The pellet's weight is negligible. Someone can use this action to smash the pellet against a hard surface, causing the pellet to shatter and release all of the water. And she's actually going to offer this up to someone who might be interested in sort of nefarious, with nefarious purposes. Anyone interested? She's thinking maybe Tyros might want it. Did we lose Tyros?
Yeah. No, I'm here. That sounds good. I'm not sure if I'm able to hear this stuff because I'm already up on another level.
You're up there, but this is should have happened before you guys left.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah, definitely I'll take that.
She'll give that to you, and the rest of this stuff she's just going to put into the party inventory. And that ends this room, thank goodness. And at the end of this, we will, throughout the game when it's not your turn, look at the party inventory and see anything you want. And sort of the rule of thumb going forward is anything that's left in there, I will just convert to cash for you, right? Until you're out of this cave system. As soon as you're out of this cave system, then you have to sell stuff and do it the old-fashioned way. But this will just be the part of the learning process. All right.
And just a quick heads up for the ring mail, your character has to be able to wear that type of armor. So
I think that's Icarus.
double check.
Yeah, Icarus is your tank. Probably the and then I think Dinjarin, you can also wear it, correct?
Yeah, I don't need that though.
Right.
I think it's inferior to chainmail.
What's that?
It's inferior to chainmail. The ring
It is.
mail is.
Yeah, it is. Although it has a +2, so it's enchanted. So that's what I'm saying. Like, compare it to what you have and see if what it does for your stats. All right.
It's worth a lot of money.
On that note, we're gonna share the next level up and get this ball rolling. So you guys should see the next map coming up, correct?
Yep.
Awesome. So this looks to be a storage level. So Tyros, did we already do the narrative? I don't think we did.
We did when Dinjarin and I were exploring this a little bit. I
All
don't
right,
know
well-
how much narrative you got into, though.
All right, let's replay it then. So, okay, so,
I could have sworn though someone came across a bridge on this level, like when Tyros came up.
yeah, they're checking around. So, like, as you emerge from the stairs, you can see the level below, and then quite a ways down, the dreadful arena. Gone is the comfort that knowing that nothing can possibly come from behind you. At this point, it could come from behind, below, or above, right? Because you have this open area that goes all the way down to the arena. Above. You let that word sink in for a moment. Above. You look up. Another level, yes. But from the looks of the structures above, it just may be the end of this madness. And, one can hope. So, I think you're seeing the end here. You're seeing that there's probably one more level. And then, if nothing else, it stops crawling up, right? So there's some good news there. And then the exchange you guys heard, just to remind you, you heard a goblin mojo. Northwest storage, be clear. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Voices.
Northwest storage, be clear. North storage also be clear, too, as well. Southwest storage, check in.
Southwest storage hut, all good too. Check the northeast storage. I heard some squeaks. Be sure to check food.
I check soon, break.
I check south storage now. My turn rest after. My turn sleep. So, I'm assuming those voices worked. I don't know. So, you heard an exchange. There's at least 2 goblins up here that you're aware of. They should be visible on the combat tracker at this point. There's some goodness happening from a goblin perspective, right? They're just checking the storage goods. They may have been roused a bit, hearing some ruckus below, but right now they're more interested in making sure that their goods are secured. All right, Tyros, you're not in combat yet. I do think that we do now need to roll for initiative, though, because my guess is that you guys are going to end up in that scenario very shortly. So I'm going to select all of you guys, and I'm going to request initiative. And now I have to roll these guys. All right. So I have our initiative order now. All right. Cool. So Tyros, you have sort of right of movement right now. There's a goblin to your left. There's a goblin across the way. That's really all you know. This seems like there's some sort of storage level. That's what you keep hearing him talk about. But beyond that, the next move is yours, my friend.
I'm going to roll a perception check. I'd like to see or I'd like to hear or see if there's any other goblins or any other movement going around on this level before we move.
All right, so you want to know if you hear something, right? You're not investigating. You're trying to sort of get a lay of the land. So yeah, then roll a perception. Yeah, roll a perception check then.
Okay.
Well, I would say you get a lay of the land. what you can pick up. What you can pick up is that this is indeed there's storage. You see barrels, barely, across the way. You can hear your friend shuffling down below. So you don't. These guys are maybe expecting something. You still probably have the act of surprise, but they're clearly not coming after you. They seem more interested in sort of guarding their stuff, but not so interested that they weren't also talking about taking their breaks. You may have run into a couple of lazy goblins as well. Off to the far left, you hear what sounds like some chanting, just softly. Not as intense as sort of the ceremony that you guys disrupted, but you hear, you don't know if it's like praying or something else. And then off to the northeast, you do sort of hear these sort of like gnawing and squeaks that the goblins referred to. So you hear some squeakses as they refer to them. Down below, you can see several layers below. You can see the arena. It seems very clear. And then up above, you do hear a little bit of shuffling. That's your 20, my friend.
Cool. I relayed the information to the party below me that I spotted 2 goblins, but they're more interested in getting their breaks, and they're not in any line of sight of us right now. So with that, I'm going to move myself up to this spot here so that I can open the passageway for others to come up. And I'm also going to ready my longbow just in case a goblin gets into a line of sight or spots us.
All right. So you moved into position, and do you see a goblin down to the south?
I do now, yes.
So you want to use your ready to move?
Yes, I'd like to use my ready to move.
All right, so you can roll with advantage because he was unaware.
Perfect.
And you guys are going to officially then be in combat. Glory, you will be up next.
All right.
And then Jaren, you need to text me about that thing that we talked about. Let me know what you want to do in case you're off the horn.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, I see what I said. Yeah. Would you like me to hold off on that until you return?
Yeah, sure. That
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Tyros, take your shot.
All right.
And you know that if you don't connect, he's going to scream.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I wanted to be readied if he does spot us or if he sees us.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you don't want to take the advantage. Okay.
No, I don't think I want to take the advantage right now.
Okay. All right, then let's go ahead.
Yeah. No, sorry. That'll be my turn here. I'd just like to get the rest of the party up.
Perfect. Glory, I'm going to bring you onto the stage. You emerge. So you can take your... Oh, wait, I am Glory. She's not here right now. I think Glory, if I know Glory, you sort of gave the lay of the land. She's going to sort of pull herself over, sort of hang right by the stairway temporarily to let other people get through. She's going to ready herself in the same way. She's going to ready herself for across the way. If anyone comes across from the other side, she'll be ready for them. This brings us to Goblin Archer Jomo. So, Jomo checks his goods and he steps out to head back because he was going to go take his nap. Tyros, this does give you in your readied position. This is what you had expected.
Yep, and I'm gonna use this moment to take my shot and use a sneak attack, which means that because I've got advantage with a ranged weapon, if I hit, I get to roll an extra 1d6 damage on him.
Perfect. And you are rolling with advantage, right?
I am rolling with advantage. Yep, I'll be using my longbow.
Perfect. Give Jomo what for? All right, so you do hit.
Perfect. All right. Now let's see how much damage I inflict.
Moderate damage. So yeah, so your longbow does connect, and catches him, quite by surprise, right? But not.
Yeah, and I still do get 1d6 on there as well.
Oh yeah, go for that. So just roll another 1d6, and we'll take that additional off. Additional 2.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let me take him down. Jomo. He's now at 10. All right, so he's even more hurt. Cool. So he's not he pops out. You get you had the advantage there because he popped out and you were readied. And he's going to pull up his short bow. He is actually going to go after you. This is his action. He's already done his move. I missed. I didn't mean I missed. I missed you on the target. There it is. Oh, and he connects pretty hard.
Wow.
And let's see how hard he hits you. Wow. Well, he hit you as hard as he possibly could. That's the most damage that he can inflict. So turnabout's fair play. And he does have nimble escape, but he's just going to shout out. And this lights up the rest of the level.
Sorry,
all right,
guys. I hoped I was going to be able to take him down.
Oh, you did pretty well. All right, so this ends his turn. This takes us to across the way. So hearing Jomo scream, Mojo, his twin, comes popping around. He's been checking his inventory, and as soon as he pops around, that of course gives Glory, who had readied herself, the opportunity to attack. So, Glory go. So then Glory goes ahead and let me look at her stuff. She pulls out her crossbow and aims it at Mojo, and it flies right past because she's not super proficient. And actually she is. It was a bad miss. Mojo now gets to attack, so not a surprise. He's going to attack the person that hit him. He goes after Glory, and he connects. And he does some moderate damage. So, these two little goblins are messing you guys up. Tyros, this does ironically bring us back to you in the normal order of sequence.
Right. I'm just seeing how close I am to the goblin here, to Jomo. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right, with this, I think I'm going to take another shot with my longbow on him.
All right.
I'm not able to target right now. We're in combat, right?
You are in combat. How's that? I targeted for you.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no, you just untargeted. There you go.
There we go. Okay, got it. Thanks.
Oh, you hit. Tyros is doing some damage today.
Finally, the dice are playing with me today.
It's nice when they don't play against you.
Oh, but I get the weakest damage.
Yeah, but you have a +4. So, wow, you have a +4. So, Jomo, takes it in the gut and gets hurt pretty hard, right? and it just feels it. Feels it like go in, and he's in bad shape. So you still have a move if you want to move.
Yeah, I'm gonna take about 10 feet back and hide in the corner here.
Under some bags.
Yeah, just kind of skulk into the shadow there.
All right. Can you roll your stealth?
Yep.
He was looking at you, so you're going to have to get probably a 15 or higher to be hidden. All right. So
Yes.
by 1. So this goblin, he is losing blood, and he has bleary-eyed, and his eyes sort of go bleary with sort of a red tinge, and then when he looks back up, like, you're just gone. Now, he does see Glory off to the right, but you're gone. Awesome. So, out of this tent, you hear the chanting or the praying or whatever that sound was. You hear that stop. And out of the tent comes a shaman. And they're going to pop with over here just in case. But they are going to attack Glory. All right. Let's see, so magic missile, first level, type 4. All right, so they cast it, and that puts Glory at, she's moderately hurt. All right.
Are the sound effects on the hits missing today? I don't hear any hits.
I'm not hearing any hits either. I'll check into
likewise.
that. It's not near as satisfying without it, is there?
No.
Well, talk amongst yourselves while I check this out.
All right, so Sill's out today. Next up will be Icarus.
Yeah, I'm gonna advance it to Sill's turn. Boom. And I'm gonna drop Sill. Let's get her on the map, and then we'll go to do the next thing. So Sill comes in. And here's the ruckus happening, and in sort of Sill fashion, she's gonna try to dispatch the goblin right to the left. So she pulls up her longbow, which is her weapon of choice. She almost always hits, as she did, and she hits this guy. Well, she doesn't hit him.
Nice.
His little goblin body explodes in a mist of blood, painting the arena floor below. And she's actually going to move 5. She's going to move herself just about here. And then, this brings us to Icarus. Icarus comes lumbering up the stairs. Boom. All right, Icarus. You are up. You are muted if you're talking. Her Discord will not let her unmute. What if I can do that for you? Mute. Mute. Now try. Okay. Well, she can't unmute.
She's stuck.
Yeah, so she's going to attack Archer Mojo. He says. So, go ahead and do your worst. And she's going to use her crossbow.
Huzzah!
And it's a hit.
Should we do the sound effects? Go.
Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, because I don't want to. I have to reload the entire Fantasy Grounds for this to work, so we're probably not going to have sound effects today.
All right, we'll do manual.
You're on deck, Adam.
All right, so she does some light damage to the archer across the way, and then she's going to go ahead and finish her move by moving off to the left. And she's also going to move up a little bit, she said. She did. All right. And then just end your turn whenever you are ready.
All right. Now, I'm down below. Do I need to get back across the bridge before I get up?
Nope. Well, actually, go ahead and roll an athletics check for me real quick.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
All right. So, you're crossing the bridge, and you feel the bridge begin to break below. Let me look at your skills. I need you to roll an acrobatics.
All right. Acrobatics. Done.
You guys hear me?
We can now.
Now we can.
Yay, okay.
All right. So you got very lucky. So as you were crossing, the bridge did break. Right, that was your athletics check, right? But the good news is you were able to grab the ledge and pull yourself up, and that was your acrobatics check. So you are now good to go. 1 second, and I will pull you. You are now on the board.
Go. By the skin of my teeth. And see, I guess I would have to move the shaman. I will target Mojo as well, and I need to go into combat mode here. Combat. All right. Targeting Mojo with my longbow.
Awesome.
And dropping it right on his head. Oh, 2 1s in a row. Oh, that was a 7.
That was a 7. I would say that's not a 1. Otherwise, we'd have something far worse happening.
Wah, wah, wah.
Awesome. All right. So you lift your bow and you try to attack, and it is quite a span, right? Like it's going to fly all the way across that thing, and it does miss. Flies past him. 2 archers, crossing paths in the night. Do you want to move anything?
Yep, I'm gonna move over by Kairos.
All right.
Buddy.
I approve of this move, and you are now covered. This brings us to Alexandria. Alexandria pops up, top of the stairs. Bam. All right, Alexandria, the show is yours. I believe you're in an airport. Are you with us,
I don't know
Alexandria?
this airport of. Yeah, sorry. My computer's very slow. I don't know what this airport is that you speak of. However, I would like to take flight and fly across the cavern. Let me see the distance. Yeah, how many feet of flight or meters of flight do I have again?
Let me look for you since it's easier for me to look than you right now. You can fly for 50 feet.
All right. Okay. I would like to make this move then.
All right. So you fly across the way, and boom, you are there. You are now undercover because there's that pillar between you and the archer, and there's a pillar between you.
What did you say?
So you are covered up, right? So there's a pillar. There's a pillar between you and the archer, and there's a pillar between you and the shaman.
I am. Can I roll a perception check on? I assume I'm not close enough to investigate. Can I roll like a perception?
No, you can roll a perception check. Go ahead and roll it.
Okay. Looking.
It's under skills.
Thank you. All right. Did it show up for you?
No, did you want me to drag it for you?
No, I dragged it. It just.
Yeah, drag it into the chat window. It'll die. There it is. Oh, just eked over the edge with your bonus. So Alexandria, you're sort of getting the lay of the land, and you flew to where you had heard some squeaks, right? And maybe your initial thought was like, I'm going to go get a good vantage point, right, for these other guys. But alas, what you find yourself is behind you. You hear the sound of a giant rat, and you haven't thought about rats in quite a while. And behind the giant rat is a swarm of cranium rats. So these are little, almost like mad scientist rats. You got a 10. I can't tell you too much more other than you do sort of see in your periphery there's a couple of crates back there. Yeah, good times will be had by all. You now have rats behind you. So you can spin around and make a move if you'd like.
Like take an action?
Take an action. Yeah, you can't move anymore. I'm sorry. You can take an action, not make a move. My bad.
Okay. Let me go into my inventory. So I'm thinking about this swarm of rats. I feel like most of my attacks are good against one foe rather than many small foes. So I'm tempted to like try to throw a torch at them or something, but I don't want to destroy that nice crate. So I think instead I'll try to take out the big rat.
Well, you're doing a lot of. Why don't you roll a nature check real quick to see if you know anything about these rats?
Ooh, okay. Good thought. Thank you. Oh, voice in my head.
I do my best. Ooh, not much. So what you know about giant rats is that they're not completely unfamiliar to you, right? As a matter of fact, I think along this journey, the team probably relayed to you that one of the very first things they encountered was rats. When their journey ended. You know that a giant rat is just sort of common knowledge. It's just melee attacks, right? Doesn't use weapons necessarily. But the cranium was a little bit less known to you. You know that there's something about you recall something about their minds and their brains, you can sort of see they're shedding this dim light in about a 5-foot radius, right? It also leads you to believe, and this is all I'm going to give you, is that you don't know exactly how they attack, but it's probably something to do with their brains, maybe sonics, psionics. I mean, yeah. So something to do with that, but that's about as much as you know about them. So there you go. Now you can take your move, or you can take your action if you would like.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go for it and shoot that rat.
All right, so you do. You hit the rat with your short bow. Best way to attack a rat is from a distance.
Are you gonna eat it?
Well, there might not be much to eat. So your little arrow did a world of hurt to this rat. You hear this thing squealing and squeaking, and man, it bugs me that we do not have sound effects. So it's breaking my heart. But alas, the rat's not dead, but it's hurt. And you could see the cranium rats are like clearly very disturbed by what they've just witnessed. You see them pulse. And on that is the end of your turn. This brings us to Stephanos. All right, so Stephanos, here's this ruckus coming upstairs and sort of like creeps up the stairs. And Stephanos, as you look around, you see, right in front of you, Icarus is a little bit hurt. And you can't see Tempe. I'm sorry, you can see Tempe. He looks fine. You can't see Tyros. And then off to your right, you also see Glory, and Glory is also somewhat hurt. Is there anything you want to know or understand? Any place you want to move or anything you want to do?
I think they have the ability to talk to small animals. I'm wondering if I could talk to that rat.
See here. Let me look at your action. And where is that? Is that in language or something?
It says in my abilities.
Oh, abilities. I never look at this page. I should look at this more. Good job looking at your abilities. Speak with small beasts.
Yes.
All right. Through the sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas with small or smaller beasts. Forest gnomes love animals and can keep any animal they find as a beloved pet. Squirrels, badgers, rabbits, moles, woodpeckers, and so on. So the giant rat wouldn't qualify as a small beast, but the cranium rats would. But you're not in range right now to do that.
Because I would have to go across all the bridges all the way around.
Let me see. Yes. Or you could try to jump.
I don't trust my athletic abilities.
I think that's probably a good move for most people.
But at some point, if I am able to get on that end, I would love to chat with those rats and befriend them and have them attack the things that we need attacked.
Interesting. Would you like to? Are you going to call out to Alexandria? Are you making your intentions known to the team so they don't attack the other rats, or sort of what's your game here?
Right. I'm calling out to the team. Chill off on those rats. Unless they attack you, I'm going to try to befriend them.
All right. So you now still have movement and action, or no say do stuff?
I would like to. I'm going to move.
Okay. So you move forward about 10 feet?
Yes. I think my crossbow should make it. I'm going to try and hit Goblin Argyle.
Oh, you're going for the shaman. Okay, got it. Yeah. Probably a good move. Oh, you missed. Yeah, so, Argyle is quite a ways away. You just come up the stairs, and maybe the dust got in your eyes. Your arrow flies right past the shaman, but it does at least, spin the shaman towards you. You still have another move if you'd like. You can go another 15 feet.
I'm going to actually take a step back so I can make sure that I have the capacity to heal people here.
All right, there you go. So you have now even there. Cool. That ends your turn. This brings us to Dinjarin. So Dinjarin pops out, and he's carrying Chob on his back. He's a bit encumbered, right? Because you guys asked him to carry the body. And looking at his actions, he does not have any ranged weapons. He does have potions. He has some spells. What else does he have? He has Thunderous Smite. Let's see what this one does. Saving throw. Okay, that just pushes someone. Searing Smite. Concentration. All right, so he's going to just ready himself at this point because there's really not much he can do from where he's sitting. And so he's ready for if anyone comes within melee range, he'll take care of them. Next up, ends the round. And this brings us back to the top with Glory, who I'm playing. She still has line of sight for Archer Mojo. She does call out to Stefanos saying, at your leisure, I need some healing. But nothing seems to be too much of an emergency quite yet. So she raises her crossbow, hoping for the best. Aims at Mojo. Ooh, and crits him. Mighty Below. The critical hit does quadruple damage dice instead of the usual double damage. 4 times damage, but only the original. Okay, so what is her damage? 1d8 plus 2. So she'll do another 3 damage after this. So first roll the original. And it does 7, and then she does another 8. Another 3d8. I don't think he's going to survive this. So he takes another 8 of damage. That was Mojo. Where is he on the combat tracker? I have the hardest time finding... There it is. He does another 8. So he's now at 16. So, there was a time when that would have been a very satisfying death scream. So across the way, you hear Mojo yell out in pain, and probably both physical and psychological, since his twin brother is laying dead to you guys on your left. So he drops dead, and with that, Glory is going to sort of come over here by these guys and just sort of get out of harm's way, out of range of that mage. This brings us to Tyros, who's nuzzled up against the wall, but in plain sight.
Right, yeah. I don't believe I've got line of sight on the mage right now because of the pillar, correct?
Correct.
All right, I will move myself out a little bit so that I can get in the line of sight and take a shot at him.
Sounds like a plan.
And that should be good enough, right?
Let's see. Let's target him for you. Let's see. Nope, that's partial.
All right, I'll move another 5 then here.
Okay. All right, you're good to go. Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, and the dice are back.
Yeah, so this is what we expect from our unlucky Tyros. So yeah, you pop out of your little space over there, raise your bow, and just maybe catch your feet on some pebbles or some nonsense. But your aim is not true, and the mage lives for at least another round. You still have about 10 feet left.
Yeah. I will take 10 feet back and hide again in the stairwell leading up.
So the one going up, correct? You said?
Yeah.
All right. So you're in the stairwell. You're still line of sight,
Yeah, I'm sure if he's going to want to take a shot at me, if I was to hide by the pillar, he would just move to get a line of sight on me.
Awesome, yeah.
What is it I need to roll for hiding again? Stealth.
Stealth, yeah. And you're going to sort of just push up against the wall?
Yeah, if I can.
All right. Yeah, so you get lucky that there is just a bit of a lip, and you sort of fade out of his sight, sort of into the darkness. So a combination of some like rocky lips and the darkness of the stairway are your friend right now.
Perfect.
All right, this brings us to that archer. And without stepping out, she sees all you guys moving around. Decides maybe the best course of action is to attack Syl. So grabs her short bow. Hits. And brings Syl to sort of moderate damage. And at this point, she's going to she has nowhere to go. You guys are blocking the entrance. And she's a little worried, what's going on. So she's gonna run. See here. She's gonna go back in her hut and just sort of hope for the best. So she knows like this is not perfect. But she also knows that you guys will have to come in that door to get to her. And then she also has something called Nimble Escape. So all right. Good. So you're up. Next person is Syl. All right, so Syl sees across the way there's the rat. The shaman, the shaman is kind of taking itself out of the battle for a second. She's just going to take a quick step, and she sees that this bridge is very rickety. She wants to see if she has line of sight to the giant rat. She does. So that's what she's going to target this round. No point in jumping across rickety bridges right now unless she has to. At least that's what I think she would do. So let's take her longbow at the rat. Boom. And uncharacteristically, she misses. So she is going to hang tight.
That was a Tyros shot.
It was a Tyros shot. This brings us to a swarm of cranium rats. So all right. So the hey, good timing. So the cranium rats see Alexandria, and they're going to cast something called a command, which means on Alexandria's next turn, she has to do what they say. So they cast it on you, and they'll see if it succeeds. So you failed. So you rolled a 10. You needed a 13. So Alexandria, your will is not your own at this point. Your brain feels itchy, and you're having like crazy thoughts, and you sort of hear all of these. You see all these little flashing images in your head, and the cranium rats. The cranium rats are going to command you to do something quite horrible, right, in their next turn. And on that note, they're going to end their turn. So as soon as it's your turn, Alexandria, I will let you know what they tell you to do.
I would recommend other people get out of range, maybe.
All right.
So I'm gonna move closer up and make my way around. How come I can't move?
All right, hold on. There you go. Boom, around. Got it?
Okay. Am I able to reach that giant rat if I target it with my crossbow?
See.
Yeah, so 55. My crossbow range is 100 out of 400.
Yeah, you can. You can hit it. And
Okay,
you have
so
line
I'm
of
gonna-
sight.
Yes. So I'm going to target the giant rat. With
All right.
My crossbow. And then for damage,
And this is where the rat would scream, "Ah!" and die. Damn, our sounds are missing.
I already had that sound go through my head.
Yeah, I did too. I did too. So the rat, barely engaged. And it was kind of lucky for Alexandria because honestly, it was up next. So Icarus, did you want to move or anything, or are you good? Did you move your whole? Oh, you moved your whole mount. You moved 30 feet, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
and you took
I
your
am
action.
Good. Yeah.
Right. You're good. That brings us to Tempe.
Excellent. Well, I think it would be pretty hard to get over and deal with those cranial rats. So I think what I want to do is try and draw out the Goblin Shaman Argyle. And to do that, I want to shoot a flaming arrow at its hut and set it on fire.
Oh, nice.
Good idea.
So from where you're
need,
seeing Tempe, from where you're at, you can see Argyle so you can see through its door. You are ironically.
Right, yeah, I wasn't. I'd have to make a pretty good shot to hit Argyle, and I am not known for making a pretty good shot, so I figure I'll go for the tent. And I have a flint, so I can set an arrow on fire.
Okay. So just roughly target Argyle. It'll be roughly the same thing because you can't roll onto the tent, so just roll onto Argyle.
Yep. And just with the longbow.
You got a flaming arrow, and you connect.
Hey, look at that.
All right. So roll. What's your fire damage going to be? What's the damage?
Is it just the longbow damage?
But you started it on fire, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So there's that, and then what is fire damage?
I don't know. I gave all the damage to Argyle, so.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to. Fire damage. Oh, I don't want to read an entire article on it. So a ball of fire acts as a 40-foot radius, damage a creature caught within the 40-foot ball. For a dexterity saving throw, half the damage. Damage they take is 20d6. 20d6. That seems...
Seems like a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2d6. All right, so roll 2d6. And this is the fire damage.
What do I use to do that?
The six-sided dice. Just roll right click and then choose 2 over the six-sided die. And it'll pick up 2 dice.
Whoops. Control clicking over it. I don't have a right click.
Oh. Just roll it twice.
Just roll that.
Okay, 4 and then roll another one. Jeez, 8. We'll take off another 8 off of the thing, and it has to do after this. It has to do a saving throw after each turn, at the beginning of each turn to see if it's off fire. Let's see here.
Okay.
And that would be Goblin, Archer, no, Archer, Shaman. There it is. So that takes off another 8. 17. Boom. So you hear this archer scream as sort of flames engulf it. All right.
Alexandria.
So Alexandria.
I'm gonna stay where I am. So,
Okay. Yeah. Alexandria. In your head, you hear like these little voices saying, "You're not worthy. You're not worthy. You're not worthy," and you think to yourself, "I must beg for their forgiveness and approval," and so you drop prone and grovel. So you are now prone, and that ends your turn. Sorry. So basically, the cranium rats are just try to take you out of commission. This brings us to Stephanos and Dinjarin. You're on deck.
I don't actually see Syl's character in the avatar. I was wondering how hurt she is.
Syl, if I zoom in, Syl is moderate. Icarus is light. Off to your right, Pyros is moderate. Behind you, Dinjarin is light. Glory is moderate. And Tempe is having a good day.
Okay.
You got several moderates.
Okay. I'm going to.
I'm not hearing what you're doing. What you doing?
Oh, sorry. I'm just looking to cast a spell to heal Syl, because she is close to the shaman.
Okay.
But I'm looking for that. Thought I had a potion I could give her, but
you do. I remember you having a potion.
I do, and I'm looking for them.
Inventory. Ah, it just says potion. My bad. 1 second. Give me 1 moment. Now look in your inventory.
Potion of healing. There we go. We give a potion of healing to Syl.
All right, so you gave it to her?
Yes.
Okay. So then that's your action. You walked over. So you need to move over to her to give it to her, by the way.
Oh, actually, that's it.
All right. So that's your 25 feet. Oh, you can't reach her. So yeah, you can undo that move if you want, but yeah, you can't get all the way over to Syl. I mean, you could toss it to her. I mean, I'll give you a toss if you want. If you're close enough to toss it. How's that?
Okay, I'll toss it. I'll toss
Yeah.
this potion of healing to her.
All right. And then I just need you to roll a quick dexterity check under skills.
Dexterity.
Yeah.
Let's see, dexterity. Ew. I don't think I have that under my skills.
Oh, I didn't mean I didn't mean dexterity. I meant acrobatics. Acrobatics.
Oh, under skills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So you have this really great toss, and it goes right to her, and you're feeling pretty good about it. And then she goes to catch it, and oops. I don't want to drag that. I want to drag this. Then Syl goes to catch it. Oh, and thank God for her. Thank God for her bonus, because she almost dropped it. So she fumbles and it's bouncing around in her hands. It's like almost comical. And then she grabs it. So cool. So now, did you drag it to her inventory?
How do I actually drag that into her inventory?
You drag the chain into her inventory. You have to open her up. You just double click on her name in the upper left there. Oh, you don't have it. I'll do it for you since she's not here. It's hard to do.
Right. I don't have her icon visible.
Yeah. All right. So potion of healing. 2. And then I go to you. I say potion of healing. 1. All right, and that's the end of your turn. Dinjarin, you are up.
You probably didn't see my message. I can't see the map anymore for some reason. It got taken from me, so I don't know exactly what's been going on.
Oh, I didn't see your message. There you go. How's that?
There we go. Okay, cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So you're up. You got Chob over your shoulder.
Where am I? There we go. I'm gonna try to walk over to where Stephanos, Icarus, and Syl are.
Okay.
Wait, how much can I go? All right.
All right, and I need you to roll an athletics check when you do that.
Alrighty. Let's go ability.
And you have to roll it with disadvantage because you have Chob over your shoulder.
Alright.
Oh, I'm okay. So as Dinjarin is sort of walking on this rickety bridge, like it's clearly not meant to carry the weight of him, his armor, his stuff, and Chob. And you guys see Dinjarin sort of tottering over the edge of this bridge, and you see Chob fall. And
no.
Oh.
Yeah, so below on the platform below, giant blood splatter, bits of Chob sort of explode everywhere.
No.
And litter the ground below.
Oh no. Chob.
So,
One job.
Yeah.
Oh darn. I butter fingers.
Yeah, I don't think you're probably too. If I know you, you're not too heartbroken about this. But let's
if
give.
you guys want, I could go down and try to scrape up the blood splatters.
There you go. Let's give an appropriate job splatter. So there he is, in memory. And
Let's see.
what's interesting about this, Dinjarin, is that as Chob leaves your shoulder, right? Just for a split second, he feels slightly lighter, and you hear this sort of whooshing sound, and as that blood splatter lands on the ground, you see a ghost appear. The ghost of Chob. And you hear this voice in your head, and it says, "I'm gonna haunt you until the end of your days."
Oh no.
Oh, great. I got a ghost and a dragon now.
Yeah, so Chob, and then Chob sort of, the ghost of Chob disappears, and all that's left is the blood splatter. So this should be fun. You're gonna be haunted. You never had good intentions for Chob, and Chob always knew it. So it shouldn't come as much of a surprise that he's not feeling you. Cool.
Good thing I'm a paladin and I know how to handle those kind of things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You may need yeah. Hopefully he doesn't possess you. But you are now. I think you moved 25 feet. You have 10 more feet and a move if you want, and an action if you want.
I think I only have 5 feet.
Okay. Good for honesty.
Yeah. But I'm gonna stay because I can't really move much further, and I don't have range weapons, so it's not like I can really attack one anyway. So I think my turn will be over. I don't want to fall or drop anyone else.
All right, so that brings us to our next round. Glory's over in the corner, and she's been okay for the past couple of hours, but her head starts to sort of flash and flicker, and she's just drawn. She's drawn over to where the shaman is. So she's going to start making her way there. Oops. Did I do it with the arrows? 5. First. 10. And that's what she's going to do for her turn. She's just going to be ready if the shaman pops out. That's about it. But she doesn't really have line of sight. There's a bunch of traffic in front of her, and she's like, guys, get out of the way. There you go. And next up is Tyros, cowering away.
Yeah, so there's a lot of traffic on the bridge right now. I think I'm going to use, I've got a steady aim option, which allows me to ready myself and give me advantage on an attack. So I'm just going to have my longbow ready and for a steady aim.
Yep. All right. So wait, so you're just going to ready it, or you're going to take a round to steady it? Is that the idea?
Yeah, basically. So in this turn, I am just readying myself, and I can't. In order to take advantage of this steady aim, I can't do any moves, or I can't move anywhere. So I'm going to stay put where I am because I've got a good line of sight through most of the cavern here, and I'm just going to ready a longbow arrow.
Okay. And where are you readying it towards?
In the sort of the west side, if the shaman Argyle happens to go north.
Okay, so not through your friends, sort of towards the bridge.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of towards the bridge. Yeah, I'm not even going to try and shoot through my friends.
Okay. Then that brings us to, after you end your turn, the shaman. All right. All right. So what they're going to do, what the shaman's going to do, it is the shaman's like this, like she hears all of you guys coming across. So two things. You're going to step out right about here. Going to attack Syl.
Doesn't the shaman need to throw like a roll because of the fire?
Oh crap! Yes, my bad. What was that again? It was
That's that extra crispy shaman.
fire damage. Okay, hit. Oh, okay. So so you see this flaming. So how far did I move? I moved. Let me do it again. I moved 20. As this shaman runs from this flaming, this flaming hut, you see it like pounding itself and dousing out the fires. And she doesn't actually have to roll anything, but that is her turn. And she goes across the bridge, so she went 20, and then right about here. So she's just really trying to get away from you guys. She wanted to put a little cover behind her and you guys. She's no longer on fire, doesn't have to take damage because she doused it out as her action. But that does end her turn.
And she has now put herself completely in my line of sight here for me to take my shot.
Yes, because it went, and I'll let you take that shot right now, because then she's going to engage her nimble escape.
All right.
So you do hit.
Nice.
All right, so yeah, so she takes some more damage, and then as you do that, she does engage her nimble escape, and as her bonus action, and you guys see her disappear. She just like out of sight. Like when she sort of goes behind that, you hear that arrow connect, and then like you guys just don't see her anymore. You're not sure if she jumped down, if she went across the bridge, or what. But you guys just don't see her right now. That ends her turn. Brings us to Syl. I think Syl is going to jump across this chasm. And so we got to roll an athletics check. She wants to sort of check this area out when she gets over there. So I need to do an athletics check. Skills, athletics. It's pretty rickety. But she makes it across. She needed a 15, and she got a 15. So she went across the bridge. That's about 10 of her feet. And then she wants to roll an investigation check to see if there's anything interesting over here. Oops, wrong thing. Investigation, die roll. 7. Not a super strong investigation, but she does notice this box just off to the left of this shaman's place. And she opens it up, and what she finds in it is a couple of things. And Syl is always very open and just, correct?
Yeah, I believe she is.
Yeah. So what Syl finds is she finds a bit of parchment. It looks like it might be the bottom fragment for the parchment that you guys found, I believe, on the lowest level. So she's popping that into her inventory. I believe she has the other piece of fragment already, correct? Do you believe?
Did she steal that from
Yes.
Glory?
Yeah, I think she took it from Glory. Oh, come on, let go. All right, so this is going into her inventory. Bam. So she has 2 parchment fragments. Yeah, it's right there. She also sees 2 potions of healing, which she'll put in her inventory, and she can divvy those up later on. And she announces that there also seems to be some other bit of knowledge, and it's something. She opens it up, and it seems to be a tome. It's sort of an instruction manual of sorts. And so she sort of reads it out loud, and it says, "Command of creatures. The key components of the command of creatures require possession and understanding of 3 items. The forbidden parchment of command." And she thinks to herself, I think I've got both pieces of that. The green potion of command, and the symbols and artifacts of command. These items should never be kept together. The knowledge should never be shared. The risk or use or misuse of the command of creatures may result in the wrath of Baphomet. Incomplete or inaccurate use may result in unpredictable results. So she pops that into her inventory. So you guys there's a bit more of this narrative coming together. And ironically, Syl is the one who's managed to find all this stuff. And that is that box. And that ends her turn. Because the investigation wasn't strong enough to find anything else. And she's just going to be ready if the mage reappears. This brings us to the swarm of cranium rats. So they're going to go after Alexandria. They're going to move forward. The melee range. Just off to the right here. And going to attack with bites. And they miss. That ends their turn. Brings us to Icarus.
So
And we're over time, guys. Whenever maybe after this round we wind it up.
So for my turn. Oh, wait, now I can hit the cranium rats. So I'm gonna try.
You can, but don't forget, Stephanos asks that she communicate with them.
But they also put Alexandria in like
a
trance. Right?
They're hostile. And I mean they're hostile. And I'll say, Stephanos, you'll have to do a persuasion check.
First.
Yeah, they attack first.
So they attack first, so I'm gonna attack back, right? Yeah, that's how that works. So I'm gonna target the cranium rats.
Okay.
With my crossbow.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Stephanos, are you still sure you want to try to convince them?
I'm a little worried because reading up on cranium rats, when you start attacking them, they will like actually attack back. So I don't know if they're holding Alexandria hostage to like actually do something to her.
Yeah, I mean, if you rewind, you guys attacked the giant rat, right?
Right.
So so there's that, and then they attacked Alexandria. They made her grovel, right? And she's now prone. So yeah, they're if you look on the combat record, they're hostile. They're not your friends. Okay. But you could, you can still talk to them and try to convince them. It would just require that you do that you convince them. A persuasion check.
Yeah. You'll probably need to do something first because I'm too far away to walk across all those bridges and have a conversation.
I'm not inclined to have a conversation with them right now, but like if you want to save them to have a conversation, then I won't attack them.
I think you might need to attack them, but I would wonder if like using, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna target them and then use my crossbow. And
awesome. You hit.
For the damage.
Oh, it was almost a 10. So they were partially resisted. And it gets you to thinking about cranium rats. And you're wondering like, well, why? I would have expected it would have, done more damage. So can you roll a nature check for me, Icarus?
Abilities.
under skills.
Skills. Nature. And then I just drag it into the chat?
Yep. So, you think back like, man, cranium rats. They are pretty resistant to bludgeoning and piercing and slashing. Right? It doesn't mean they don't take damage, it just takes reduced damage. Right? So, melee blunt force stuff may not be your best weapon against them.
But that's like my only weapons.
Potentially.
Okay. Good to know.
All right. So that's your nature check.
Okay.
And you can still
now I know
move.
where the cranium rat brain that I have in my inventory came from.
Can
Yeah,
they
where did you get
fly?
that?
I got that down like one of the lower levels.
No, they cannot fly.
Okay. I should have asked that before I attacked them. I'm just gonna, move back a little into this little cave area just in case, and then that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. As you're moving back, you see there is a couple of barrels. The two to the right and left seem empty, but the one that you just to your left looks like it is full of stuff.
Ooh.
But not on this turn. But that's just something that you notice as you cruise through. All right. So end your turn. And this will bring us to Tempe.
I want to find out what happened to that shaman after it made its nibble escape. So I should probably roll a perception check, or are they simply off the board until they choose to reappear?
You'd have to move closer, and then it would be an investigation check.
Oh, I'm way far away from there.
Yeah. Let me see. You can roll it. To investigate from there, it'd have to be pretty high. Just if you want to roll an investigation, go for it. That's under skills.
Yeah.
A lot of clicking going on. What is that?
Sorry.
Opposite of that.
You throw one corpse over an edge, or drop it, or whatever happened with you, and you suddenly think you can do whatever you want. So you investigate, and the only thing that you come up with is like, man, I should be closer.
Yep.
So you can still move. You can take an action. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I do have, a green vial of the glow-ear that we found down below, which I think had to do with persuading the dragon to go down there, which could possibly be used on these cranial rats. But I'd have to check with Syl as to what runes we need. Syl has the words, I have the potion.
Yeah, she says as of right now it just says these are the things you need. It's not an item list. So you seem to have two-thirds of the required items. But the mystery around what are the artifacts continues.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't really have much ado about anything.
All right.
I'll pass.
All right. So Alexandria, you are laying on the ground. It takes half of your movement to not be prone. Can I assume that you want to do that?
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay. You are no longer laying on the ground. You now can either fly 30 feet or move, 15 feet? Or attack.
Right. I hate these rats. I'm a prideful owl, and I can't believe that a swarm of rats, an animal that is often prey for my species, is taking control of me. So I'm coming for them.
All right.
Actually,
they're literally next to you. You don't have to come to them too far.
Yeah, I'm looking at my... Okay, yeah. I'm gonna whack them with my sword.
All right, so you hit with your sword, right? And you know that they're not going to probably take a ton of damage, but give it a shot.
Well, definitely not.
Well, you took so 3. So they resist, right? So you take half damage basically. Makes sense. So like they're lightly damaged and squealing and unhappy. And as you're slamming your sword upon them, you see just beyond the dead rat and its carcass, you do see this is sort of a storage area, and there's seems to be some sort of a crate off to your right. You now have the rest of your movement if you want. If you move, they will have attack of opportunity. You didn't move.
What if I Wait, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What if you like what?
I was gonna say take off, but then I realized if they take control of me again, that would probably be bad.
No, their action, like they can't take that action on you. They could do melee damage. So basically, if you move away from them, they have opportunity, right? Which means as you're moving away, they get 1 melee attack on you.
Okay. Even if my move away is in the Z-axis.
Yeah. I mean, like it's still moving away, right? You'll still have to take flight, and as your wings are coming up, they're gonna hit you.
Disappointing. Okay.
It may be worth it. You never know. They may miss.
Can I roll it? Can I try the nature check again to see if I get more information, or is that not something I can do?
Did you roll a nature already?
Yeah, earlier.
No, then you know what you know. Otherwise, we just keep rolling until you got something good, right?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll just end my turn then.
Okay, hanging tight. All right, Stefanos.
Alrighty. I'm going to shoot at the shaman.
How? You don't know where the shaman is.
Oh, I thought I saw it.
You'd have to find the shaman first.
All right. I'm going to do a perception check and see if I can sense the shaman anywhere.
That would be an investigation.
Oh, investigation. I see. Okay.
Yep. So you do, right? So like the shaman was hit, and you see some blood splattered just barely on the bridge, right? Just sort of peeking out. So it leads you to believe that the shaman is on the bridge. And boom, you call out, "Shaman on the bridge!" And there's the shaman.
Shaman's on the bridge, and I'm going to... Sorry, go ahead.
And so you don't have line of sight, right? But that's just that you're saying that's what you think. That's what you think. Both Tempe, Kairos, and Glory barely can see the shaman sort of peeking around the side of the side of this column. You'd have to move to be into line of sight. But you have plenty of move. You could easily get there.
I'm gonna move.
All right, so you're moving across the bridge. I need you to roll an athletics check.
Oh, I went a little too far, but...
Yeah, under your skills, yeah.
Yep.
You need a 15.
15, come on.
Oh, boy. I need you to roll an acrobatics check. Because the bridge gave way. And you snuck by on the skin of your teeth. So you sort of feel one of the planks give way. You start to fall. You catch yourself on the 2 ropes and launch yourself back into the air and land safely right where you're standing. You still have your action.
Right. I'm going to take the action of shooting my crossbow at that shaman. Damn it.
And you miss. But that's okay. You had quite the spectacular regroup from almost falling. So it's the end of your turn. You're out of moves, and you're out of actions. Was anyone readied? Tyros, were you readied? I can't remember if they went across the thing. Oh, you took that already when that's right before the nimble escape, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, I should have done it.
Yeah, my shot knocked it into nimble escape.
Okay, cool. Dinjarin, you are up. You are no longer encumbered by Chob. You are at the mercy of melee weapons, or I think you have some ranged spells. You want to head across the bridge, or no? Maybe not.
All my spells are dependent on my melee weapons, so...
All right,
I'm looking around, I'm assessing the situation, and seeing as how I'm not going to be a ton of help right now, I think I'm going to move over to this crate and see if I could just take a look what's inside.
All right, you can. Double-click it.
Oops, I'm
You
like
moved
right
on top of it.
Yeah, I
Maybe
can't.
There you go. Now try.
All right, I'm going to break the lock.
All right, so it broke.
Should the thing change?
Yeah, do you not see it?
All right, there we go. So there's some slippers here. If anyone needs some slippers, a bunch of potion of healings, potion, and a scroll. It's a very elegant scroll, though. It looks very pretty. I'll put all that in our inventory. Well, I guess Icarus, do you need any? What's your level at? Are you? You need a potion of healing?
No, I think I have 3 already.
All right. Well, for now, I'll just take them all for now, and then, or can I put it in the group inventory right now? I don't know how that works when we're in combat.
I can do that. I'll do it for you. You want all of it, or you want to keep any of that stuff?
No, I'll put it all.
All right.
Although I'm sure I would look really good in the slippers. I'm not sure if they're my size. So
Did you look at the slippers?
I did.
And what'd they say?
They're covered in a spider's web design, but they are extremely flexible and light material.
Yeah. Here's a picture of them. I'll share with the group.
Hey, they look like Spider-Man.
Those are beautiful.
So comfy.
Yeah.
For
so
climbing,
so you look at these and you're not exactly sure. Like, can you see the description or any of that? I can't remember.
I see slippers of spider climbing, but it didn't say that necessarily when I looked at the description.
Yeah. So so you'll have to spend some time studying these, but your gut tells you that these are very special slippers.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep the slippers in my inventory then. The rest could go in the group.
All right, drag them to your inventory, and then when you got them, let me know, and I will put the rest in the party inventory.
All right, it's in there.
All right, and then end your turn.
That will be the end of my turn.
And I think, guys, I think that we got to call it. It's 1:30. We went long today. We have a mage on a bridge. Right, we got some cranium rats. You guys are sort of evenly distributed throughout the cave. You're finding some crates and some treasure. I think Glory is specifically very interested in what Syl's holding, so that's going to be an interesting relationship moment. But other than that, I think this is probably a pretty good stopping point. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's great. Yeah, we did fairly well here, except for those rats.
Yeah, rats, as Charlie Brown says. So I guess I should say, until next time on the Smite Force Chronicles. Or whatever we call it, I don't know. Awesome.
R.I.P. Chop.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys were running into this issue this time, but anytime I clicked on anything, I kept on getting like what looked like a terminal pop up with like error codes.
Oh, yeah. Let me know what the error codes are offline, just so I can know.
Yeah, I'll have to take a screenshot next time. But
all right.